In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. We're in Luke chapter 15 in the story of the loving Father, and we're getting to some of the heavy part now. We saw the older son who was very prideful because he did what he was supposed to do. And when we are what we think is good enough to please God, then we'll get angry when we see that the grace of God is for everyone. Jesus died to pay for the sin of the whole world, not just the sin of the good boys. In fact, I showed you yesterday how his death was at the time that we were desperate. We were ungodly, sinners, in fact, enemies of God, and that's when Jesus came to wipe all that out. And we saw that the Father dealt with the younger son, the sinful son, in a way that showed us that the sin has been wiped away, because when the son came begging for forgiveness, the Father said, "What are you talking about? We're going to throw a party because you were dead and now you're alive." Oh, when you think that God's going to measure you and somehow your salvation is based on your behavior, then you are completely missing the love of the Father that He has for each one of us. Behavior is a non-issue regarding salvation. The only issue is, have you said yes to Jesus? Do you believe He paid for your junk so that now there's nothing in the way and you can receive the love of the loving Father? Well, this older son could not. This older son was good enough, he thought, to please the Father, because he didn't recognize that it wasn't about behavior. It was all about the Father's love being received. We see in verse 28 yesterday that the Father came out and started pleading with the Son. But look in verses 29 and 30 how the Son tried to justify himself instead of seeing that the Father had already justified him by his love. Verse 29, when he answered and said to his father, "Look, Dad, for so many years I have been serving you, and I have never neglected a command of yours. I've always done whatever you told me to do. I've obeyed all your commandments." Oh, that's what religious people don't understand. It's not about obeying the commandments. "And yet you have never given me a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes home, who has devoured your wealth with prostitutes, you killed the fatted calf for him." If we think it's based on behavior, we'll think we're good enough, and we'll justify ourselves, and then we'll judge others, and we'll say, "God, look how bad that one is." I have had so many conversations with folks who think that it's based on behavior, who think that they're being good enough, but that's nothing but pride, and it gets in the way of the love of God. Oh, God bless you who see that absolutely behavior matters. We don't want to do things that are going to harm us or harm other people, and God doesn't want you to either. That's why He hates sin. But sinful behavior has nothing to do with salvation, because Jesus is the Lamb of God that took away the sin of the world. Now the issue is, do you believe that so that there's nothing in the way and you can receive the love of God? Be made new. A new creature, Son of God, born again, a live spirit, hanging out with the God who loves you so much. See, that's real salvation. That's living. And when you live like that, then behavior gets taken care of. You are amazed at how you obey the commandments without even trying. See, God's brilliant. He knew the plan was to love you out of your sin. And so, quit looking at your sin. Look at Jesus and let the sin fall off. Do that today. And we'll get together tomorrow and see how this whole conversation about the loving Father is finalized. I'll see you then.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus.